Oh, one other thing I'd like to bring up is that while you're doing your backgrounds and your media and your custom animation, there's a sheet that I need you to pick up. It's on the desk in the computer lab, and it'll tell me what pages you put your custom animation and backgrounds on, and also your music and video. And so as you are going through this, would you please put the page numbers of your entrances, exits, emphasis, motion path, and your choice, the slide numbers, excuse me, so that when I go to look at your slideshow, I will be able to see exactly where to find these things. I'd appreciate that quite a bit. So let us continue on now. All right. I would prefer, I'm just going to pick slides semi-randomly, but I would prefer that you chose carefully the slides that you did for what it is that you're doing. Now, I'm just going to use this one here. The next thing we're going to talk about is exits. Now, again, notice that nothing is selected, so this is all grayed out. I haven't done anything on this slide. The only place it's going to show, anything that's going to show up is when you're on that slide. So if I'm on this slide, it shows me what animation I have. But if I go to these other slides, you can see there's no animation so far. So let's look at this one. All right, again, there are three objects here that we can use. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to select an object, and let's find something that, okay, so we want to go to the exits. And an exit is when you want something to go away. I like this one. This is perfect for this one. So it's shrink and turn. Now, an exit is what you use when you want something to leave your slide. Again, it's meant to be used in a way that makes sense. For example, you don't want it to just to leave your slide randomly. Again, for every time you use custom animation in a real, if you, aside from this slideshow, this is kind of a practice for the future kind of slideshow. But when you have a real slideshow to show to a teacher or a class or whoever it is that you want to share with, make sure that when you use custom animation, you use it in a way to add dramatic effect, not just random, look what I can do. But in this case, it'll be okay if it's a little bit of random what I can do. Okay, so now you can see that I've got one effect there, and let's work on the other ones here. Okay, so I'm going to just click on this one, and again we can go down here to more exit effects, and since we're having fun, I'm just going to choose swivel. Okay, and that makes that go away. And finally, oops, I gotta say okay to that. All right, and finally I'll click on this one, and just to be quick, let's see, bounce. Okay. That's kind of dumb. I don't even like that one. So I'll do my zoom one. Okay, so now I have my three effects. Now again, you notice that they are all happening on click. So let's try this out. All right, they're going to happen in the order that I chose them. So of course, first it's the image, and then the content, and finally the title. Now, you could probably argue that this doesn't make any sense at all. It shouldn't be that way. It should probably be the opposite. So if I want the content to be, or excuse me, it says content placeholder, this would be number one. You can see right here it says number one, number two, number three. Now keep these numbers in mind and where they are, because watch what's going to happen here. Let's say that I want the picture to be the last thing, the image to be the last thing to leave. Well, what I can do is I can just click and drag it down like this, just like you would with layers in GIMP. And if I wanted the title to be the first thing, and again, just like in the layer window in GIMP, I can go down here and use these arrows if I want. So I don't have to drag and drop. So if I click on the arrow, it pops up. Now look at my numbers, 1, 2, 3. It used to be 1, 2, 3. So I've reordered the way the slide works. So if I go ahead and click here, it's going to be title, text, and finally picture. Now again, if I want to, I can make it so the title and text happen simultaneously by just making number 2 start with previous. So those two go away, leaving me with my picture, and then dramatically my picture turns and goes away. Okay, now if I want, I can have them go away at the same time. The quick and easy way is to say make them, well, I can't make them all start with previous, because the problem is, let's just do this, is that as soon as the slide opens, if the first one is start with previous, then that means that they all go away immediately without even clicking. So there's my slide, and they go away. I don't even have time to read it. So not a good idea. So you always want the first one to be on click. But now that it's on click, my slide appears, everything stays there because it's on click, and so nothing's going to happen until I click. So here I go, click, and they all go away. Now there's another thing that you can do, which is you can choose when they you can have them go away all at the same time, but you can have them go away one at a time. So that's what after previous is all about. So if I click and choose start after previous for this one, and I choose start after previous for this one, what that means is the first one is going to go away, and these two will stay there waiting until this one is fully gone, in which case it's the turn of this one to go away. And then finally, when this is gone, this one will go away. That's start after previous. So this doesn't start until this one's finished. This doesn't start until these two are finished. So let's try it out. That's start after previous. So they're all there. Nothing happens till I click. So if I click 1, 2, 3, then notice they're all 1. So that means there's only one click here to make it all happen at the same time. So let's try that out.